So anyway, before we can find the remaining Primagen keys, we have to go in there and complete the Lightship. Let's do it. This level is where shit gets interesting.
The Primagen's Lightship. Little is known about this mysterious and ancient vessel. The Lightship is believed to be maintained by a horde of lethal biomechanical droids programmed to do their master's bidding. The vessel itself is massive and is undoubtedly well defended. Your mission objectives are as follows. Destroy 3 automated assembly plants. The Primagen's Lightship is completely self-sufficient and can supply itself with an army of biobots manufactured deep within the superstructure. In the event that the Primagen is defeated, the biobots have been programmed to exit the Lightship and eradicate intelligent life from the face of the Lost Land as one last twisted act of revenge by the Primagen. You must destroy all of the assembly plants within the Lightship. Purify the River of Souls. The waste created by the Lightship's power cells is responsible for the toxins that poison the River of Souls. By reversing their polarity, the toxins will be eradicated, and the River of Souls will flow pure for the first time. Tens of thousands would benefit from its clean, cool waters.
Hey, notice how I didn't say find the energy totem? Well, that's probably because it would be ridiculously fucking stupid for there to be an energy totem inside Primagen's Lightship. But anyway, welcome to the last level of the game, the Primagen's Lightship. And already I'm getting blasted by these fucking troopers. Well, looks like they all died. This room is going to be visited often. This room respawns your ammunition and health. This room is the best fucking room you can find in this place. This room is also where you find the Primagen key, locked away behind the force field before, count 'em, 4 generators. If you miss one, you're not getting that key. So, good luck. The way this place is designed is very interesting. You can only go through one of 4 linear pathways accessible to you at any one time. Ooh, Wow. It dropped me 2 full healths when I'm at 99 HP. I had to take a screenshot of that because if that's not a twisted joke from the developers, I don't know what the fuck this is. Anyway, this is the first corridor to go to, and your enemies mainly will be turrets and biobots. These wheel-driving thingamajiggers, which can take quite a bit of punishment if using inappropriate weaponry. My suggestion, use appropriate weaponry, such as anything that explodes hard. Whenever you get to nuke, that's gonna make things a lot easier, but only for a little short while. I love the way this place looks though. It's so alien, it's so futuristic, it's so amazing. But Adon, please, what the fuck? The ship apparently has been here since Big Bang and nobody knows a damn thing about it? Come on. What are you guys doing this entire time? The thing about this place that you need to watch out for, as I already mentioned, are the turrets. Not only can they be tricky to hit, but they can also dish out quick and huge amounts of pain. Probably worse than the troopers can, though the troopers are probably the least of your worries half the time because, well, at least in the case of that one, he seems to be stuck on a wall like an idiot. Ah, but there's something that the game hasn't mentioned to you. Because, of course, why would they need to mention the most important thing about its objectives? The objective. We'll come back to that in a second, because there's a trooper trying to kill me right now. I need to kill him first. These troopers, well, not able to see much about them right now, but they look a bit like squid bots. And they can be a little dangerous to deal with because they have some pretty strong weapons. My recommendation is to blow them up as soon as you can and take cover. Those lasers, don't touch, you will die instantaneously. Or at the very least, it will not take very long to kill you. Plus, the pits are too deep to jump out of. So, what is that over there? That's an ion capacitor. Indeed. But why do you need these? Why? Why do you need these indeed? Why? To purify the fucking river souls, of course. It's for reversing the polarity of the machines which are poisoning the river, which the game neglects to mention. Why? They never once mentioned that you need the fucking capacitors for this shit. Adon, you're supposed to be helping me. Do your fucking job. But on a more serious note, Jesus, the troopers are fucking tall. You need these ion capacitors to reverse the polarity. I seriously hate that fucking plot MacGuffin so much at this point. Of the little engines, whatever the hell they're supposed to be, some kind of weird toxin dumping things, and they come equipped with 4 capacitors, which you'll need to swap out. The capacitors they use are evil and tainted, but the ones you are collecting are pure and probably taste like delicious mint candy or something. One thing is certain, you need them. There's 4 for each purifying plant. Wow, this dude survived a grenade to his face. Well, not this time. But let's have a look at the mission status again. So there's... oh, these are power generators, okay. So you need to recalibrate 4 power generators. That's a decent amount, but understand that each of these power generators require 4 ion capacitors. That's 16 ion capacitors you need to find. That's a lot. Considering that up until this point we haven't had nearly the amount of things to find for any of the objectives. That's a lot of things you need to find in order to complete the mission. And that's just one objective. Luckily the other one is super easy to do. But just like with the hive, getting to the objectives is gonna be one challenge of its own right, because lo and behold, none of these things are close by. They're mostly well, they're not front-loaded, they're back-loaded. That's the word I'm looking for. The objectives are mainly back-loaded. Oh, these are elite troopers. What the fuck? How did that piece of shit dodge every single shot? Whatever. But yeah. As far as the assembly plants are concerned, they're backloaded, meaning that they're gonna be all at the end of the level. Whereas the power plants, which need to be recalibrated, are spread out evenly throughout the area. So they're not gonna be very hard to find. In fact, they usually are on that one branching corridor that you didn't take. So, you know, that's gonna be fairly simple in its own right to sort out. But the other thing that I love about this place isn't just the challenge overall or the aesthetic, it's also the music. It's hype as shit. Oh, speaking of which, here's your first power plant. As far as power plants are concerned, they are not particularly difficult to go through. They have some poisonous water, which you should be able to handle by now, considering that you have the Breath of Light Talisman. And that was the first power generator. Who's making all that noise over there? Oh! I don't like the way he looked at me. Anyway, every time you're done, you'll be brought back here, and every time you get back here, make sure to take the stairs leading up to one of these platforms, because they contain the switches needed to turn off the generators. I'm sure that some crazy speedrunning bastard has figured out a way to get up on those platforms from here. And if that is indeed the case, I applaud you, good sir. You are indeed crazy. But I'm not one of those people. I do not know how you would get up there from below. I only know how to get there the intended way. So that's what we're gonna stick with. You may have just noticed that the music hasn't seamlessly looped. Instead, it restarted. If that bothers you, there are ways to get around it, from what I've been told. At least I've seen some kind of a guide that includes something like that. I would need to look into it again, because I don't exactly remember, but I believe there are ways to sort out the music looping issue in such a way where you actually have music looping properly. In other cases, I think you could just manually replace the music files with longer loops. I would have suggested picking up the loops from Brawl BRSTM's channel, but unfortunately it got struck down again by all of the YouTube bastards that like to strike down things that are great for us. Though it is entirely understandable, the copyright infringements were just waiting to happen on that poor channel. And at this point the guy has given up on the idea entirely. Which also sucks, but what can you do? He's tried it so many times by now, it's kinda pointless to continue. Anyway, every new section that you go into on this Lightship has a slightly different aesthetic to it. Sometimes it's not very visible, like it doesn't have a different overall design to it, but it has different layout and different stuff in it. So no one area looks exactly the same. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to my complaints about the Lair of the Blind Ones. The Lair is the perfect example of what you don't want to do if you want your Metroidvania, because I mean, let's be honest, this is technically a Metroidvania, a first-person Metroidvania too. But it's an example of what you don't want to do in a Metroidvania, be it first person or not. You don't want your environments to be like incomprehensible to navigate. You want your place to be recognizable. You want some kind of set pieces. You want some kind of landmarks, something to differentiate different locations of the same level, so that you would know, oh, I'm here, that means the thing I'm looking for is over there. What the fuck hit me, actually? Oh, this guy was shooting at me, okay. And in this case, it's so easy with the Lightship to know where you are. I'm in the second corridor, and most of the people can tell just by looking at, like this for example. This is a unique room. It only shows up here. There is no other room that looks exactly like this in the Lightship. That's what I'm talking about. This is unique, and I like it. When I see this, it doesn't even matter where I see it. It matters that I've seen it. And it matters because I know where this is. From here I can tell, right, I need to go over here now and move here. If you look at any other part of the lair of the blind ones, you'll have a hard time knowing where exactly I am, because half the fucking time I'm in some kind of a shitty dank tunnel. With the Hive of the Mantids, it has a similar issue going on, but it's not nearly to the extent of the lair of the blind ones, where it's just caves after caves after caves. But the Lightship, on the other hand, it's perfect. I like it. It's a complete 180 from what we were dealing with just a little earlier. In case you're wondering, yes, I am playing these levels in a slightly different order than what you're seeing them as. But, you know, that's to be expected. God damn it. Well, fuck it, let's take the checkpoints goodies. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm interested in. I want to see not necessarily super distinctive looking designs for the same area. It doesn't have to look like it's a completely different level. I just want something that differentiates different sections of the level from one another. Like here we had the big air current laser room, and now we have a huge wind pipe that you can go down to. This doesn't come back in any other area, though there are certain ventilation shafts which may remind you of this area, but it is not the same area. That's the main difference here. It's similar, but it's not the same, which I think is important. Also, this is a very easy place to die in because of the annoying layout of these corridors. Watch out. Oh yeah, another great thing. Most of the things that you face off here, it doesn't take so fucking much to kill them. Sure, the troopers may take some serious punishment, but at the end of the day, it doesn't take that much effort to destroy them. Like that guy over there. I used one volley of the Scorpion missile launcher. Sure, it is intended to work this way, where it can nuke most enemies, if not all of them, effortlessly, but at the same time... Does that actually do anything? It doesn't look like it did anything. Maybe it's for recalling this thing. Well, anyway, get in here. This is where you need to be. Navigate this area carefully because you can miss out on the razor wind down there, and I definitely want to pick that up because it's the most amazing thing ever. It's just a bit tricky to get to. Careful, don't slip out, don't slip out. Ah, yes, awesome. The best weapon in the game as far as melee weapons are concerned. The razor wind is a ridiculously silly looking steel saw blade chakram which returns when thrown. So it's a boomerang too. Incredibly useful when you're trying to save ammo. And it shows up at the end of the fucking game! I don't understand why The only problem with this thing is that it can be difficult to aim it. So it's something that you need to be careful with. I don't recommend using this on small targets. On big dudes, definitely, because you can one-shot the bastards. Will I be able to one-shot this bastard? I don't really even see him there, but I like to think yes. Plus it has some incredible range, as you can see. Oh, careful. Come on, blades! Ah, there we go. Well, I just barely survived that. Not too surprised. On the vanilla version, Razor Wind is kind of bad, but on Ascension mod, ooh yeah. I think on co-op mod as well, it's a whole different story. Actually, I haven't even tried the Razor Wind on Ascension mod, so I don't even know if it's much better or not, but as far as co-op mod is concerned, it is superior because you can recall it as it's thrown whenever you want to, which means you won't have any trouble whatsoever throwing it very quickly, very accurately. Here you need to flip a switch and then run for this elevator over here because the door closes down pretty quickly. But yeah, the Razor Wind is awesome if you can make it work. If you don't feel like trying your luck though, just stick with every other gun out there. It's also good stuff. You know what I could use right now? Some HP. In fact, a lot of it. Let's make a save. Please stop hitting me. Here we go. Nice. What a well-timed pickup too. I really needed that. Nice. And can I jump through? Yes! Just in time too. Holy shit. Hey, look at that. It's another power plant. I definitely want to be here. But watch out. Secrets afoot. Once you start popping these bad boys in, they'll be like, hey, what the fuck? Stop that shit. Not too bad. I don't want to stop. I want to save the world. And that's what I'm doing. Awesome. That's 2 out of 4. Yeah, I love this place. This level is great. There's hardly anything here that I can fault. In fact, I don't know if I can even name anything in particular that's bad. You could say, oh, the enemies are really damaging and difficult to deal with, but at the same time I would say, well, what did you expect? This is the final level of the game. They're supposed to be hard. Right? That's what I would think, at least. When you could say, oh, it could be difficult to find the objectives, but then so is the same deal with every other level. They don't make them easy to find. I don't really know if there is something that you can call a detriment in this level. Is there something wrong with this place that I'm not aware of? I'd like to know what other people think of this place, because I personally think that this is an amazing place to be. And it seems I missed the platform and didn't hit the switch, so I need to get that sorted out. That's the exit, actually. So that was level 1. of this place. That's level 2. Well, we should have the walkway open to the platform. Yeah, perfect. Wait, it is turned off. So am I blind? Or did I not get the other one then? Let me check the first platform then. Or wait. Oh. I don't think that's what it was. Was it? No, I don't think that's what it was. I think that these are not for the shield generators now. Yeah, that's right. These are not for shield generators, but rather for the other levels to be opened. Let's restock real quick. We're gonna need all of this ammunition. Are we missing anything? Doesn't look like it. I'm actually fully stocked except for rockets. No, I have rockets. Could use more, a little more HP. Okay, that one's done. That one's done. That's gonna be the main exit. So this is the next place to go. And as you can see, now we have a different aesthetic going for this part of the level. It looks more like some kind of a computer room. It's full of computers, actually. Oh, fuck. That shit kinda scares you when it catches you off guard like that. But yeah, now we have a different aesthetic, and the overall layout of this part of the Lightship is gonna be slightly different too, which again allows this place to stand out. When you look at this randomly in a clip, you're gonna know right away this is the third area of the Lightship. There's no question about it. You can't mistake this for any other place out there. Was I getting hit by that guy? I think I was. But anyway. Damn! Could really use some HP now. I think this is supposed to loop back. Oh, actually, this is even better. This place is also like one of the only places that reminds you that there is a function for crouching, but you almost never have to use it. Kinda makes you wonder what the point of it all is. But, I can't complain too much. The elite troopers here, as you can see, seem to be modeled a little bit after the Mantids, because they have this weird electrified flesh motif going for them. Very interesting motif too, it's just that it normally only shows up on the Mantids, not on any other creatures. Oh yeah, and that over there, I need it. But that can be a bit tricky to get, because that tunnel doesn't push you out, it sucks you in. So you gotta be careful not to get sucked in too far, because the fan blades will kill you. There's no denying that. And now I need that platform to take me over there so I can get across this gap. How do these biobots get around this place? That's a good question, I think. It's just... God damn. Dude, I'm already dead. You don't need to overkill it. Yeah, how do these bastards get around this place? I can understand with some of them that you just walk. Like the staircases, that's fine. The roly-poly things, I guess I can roll up the stairs as well, not a big deal. But how would you navigate around this if you only had wheels for locomotion? I don't think you'd be able to, and I suspect the problem here might be that we are never intended to leave certain parts of the area. Which, if it is the case, then that's fair enough. I'm kinda expecting turrets to pop out at any moment. Yeah? There we go. And while this place doesn't give you a lot of ammunition at any point in time, I am glad that they are at least showering me with small health pickups. Because, God, it's so easy to get killed in this place. And these corridors are so wide and winding, there's always a little room you can find full of goodies, or a checkpoint even.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you? Ammo granted.
This place alone might have
Health
the most
granted.
checkpoints available out of any level. Like, we already have 3, and it was the tech center, the sewers, and the control deck. Most other areas only have 3 in total. We're only in the 3rd section of the Lightship. There's still one more, and that's gonna have a checkpoint of its own. No doubt about it. You may be wondering if it's worth going in there. Well, it might be. But first, let's explore the rest of this place. Oh, fuck! Oh, fucking yeah, man. Ion Capacitor? Weapons? Hell yeah, too bad I don't need them. Don't you just hate it when it happens? You find a whole stash of weapons and ammo, and you don't need them anymore. Oh, I'm back here again. Huh. It's kind of interesting that troopers will try to fight you in hand-to-hand combat if you're close enough for it. It feels weird because they are clearly superior in weaponry, yet they will choose to fight you hand-to-hand if needed. It's just kind of weird, isn't it? Why would they bother? It's so much easier for them to just shoot you down. I don't know. Anyway, back for some more ventilation stuff. As previously mentioned, the fan blades can kill you, so don't get sucked in. Luckily, they're pretty easy to avoid, and some of these blades, I think, don't actually do damage. Though I'm not gonna try and find that out for you, because, you know, it is dangerous. I think this loops back to the other side of this. Yep. So that's not important. There are, of course, plenty of turrets that show up in these places, and, well, as neat as that is, I don't particularly care about them. I'm not gonna waste my time shooting them down or my ammunition, because they don't do enough damage for me to really care. This is one of the longest ventilation shafts though, and Splinter Cell probably would have an annoying time navigating this place. But is it worth navigating this place? Absolutely. Here's some health in case you need it, there's some tech arrows. Remember when those used to be a good thing to have? I don't. And I think this is also progression. I like how you can clip through the teleporter pad. So many automated doors. So many automated doors. Oi. Oi. You chill the fuck down back there. Do you think a Mag 60 is a good gun to have here? Well, not really. It has its use, yes. I can't seem to get a lock on one, whatever the fuck's shooting me there. God damn! Why did he bounce off the fucking cliff like that? It's a good thing I make saves often enough to avoid having to backtrack a lot, because otherwise I would be pretty upset. Okay, now I'm back to where I need to be. And it is pretty annoying that the elite trooper over there actually can see you from a mile away, yet you can hardly lock onto his stupid face. This is a necessity. I believe these are the panels you need to find to turn off the shield generators protecting the Primagen key, the last one in the game to be found. Well, besides the one we weren't able to get on the Hive, but you know. This room can be a bit tricky. I recommend getting rid of the opposition first. Then you need to flip this switch and then hustle over to either side. And make sure not to slip. So you can make it through the doors just in time to get in here, collect your missiles, and flip another switch. That then opens up this door. Go in here, get the missiles again, flip the other switch. I think there was a capacitor here, but I didn't see it. Probably not. And then it opens up the door in the middle. Straightforward. Ah, another power generator. Let's recalibrate it. I don't see why we can't just shut the whole place down. I think that would be easier. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Ah, damn it, of course. You jump in here and you're pretty much toasted. That can be very annoying to deal with, because there's no way to get out. Did he die? Yes, he did, and that leads to the exit, but I don't want to be there. Alright, let's try this again, without falling into the water this time. As you can see, once you fall in, there's really no way out of it. And that can be very tricky to deal with, especially when you need to get to the other side. Luckily, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's mostly a matter of timing the jumps on the platforms, which is, well, easier said than done, I believe. Like in this case. Here we go. And now just gotta swap out the remaining two, and this should be fine enough. This might be one of the more difficult power generators to recalibrate. Only because of the lasers protecting the water. Somebody's really getting paranoid. Well, too bad, it's not stopping anything. I still got through just fine.
Scorpion missile launcher.
Yep. Indeed. Aha. So that was a shield generator panel. I'm missing two. And if I remember right, one of them was behind the invisible walkway, so I wasn't able to get it yet. That's unfortunate. Okay, so it only leaves us with one passage to go through, and naturally it's this one, because not only does it look different, it's also the one where we get attacked from instantaneously. What a way to welcome us, huh? This one has probably the coolest alien design from the game. It's very sleek. It also has a bit of a bug motif to it, especially with the automated doors. Well, some of them at least. Man, there's a lot of things trying to kill me in this one room alone. There's another iron capacitor. And that's that bug motif door that I mentioned. It opens up a bit like a beetle, I wanna say. I like the way it looks. It's pretty cool. Starting from here, some of these biobots in the walls will wake up at random times. This is also a very good place to be in, because this is where you can find the automated assembly plants which need to be destroyed as part of your objective. This looks like a very obvious ambush. Wasn't there some HP to pick up here? Huh, I could have sworn there was. Well, guess what? It is an obvious ambush. Just not a very good one, that's all. Don't turn invisible on me! Surprisingly enough, neither one of them activated. Ah, but crap. You gotta be a bit quick with these doors. They close quickly. There we go. That one looks like it will activate. Well, not anymore. Got the preemptive on it. I suppose with the original version's lighting, it would have been harder to tell which ones would activate spontaneously and which ones wouldn't. But here, the distinction is almost non-visible. What shot me? Oh, the fucking trooper is active. Okay, just a moment. Before we get over there, gotta get the capacitor. Despite having to find a ton of capacitors, it's not hard to find them, which is a good thing. They're easy to notice and they're scattered all over the place, which is a good design decision. Anyway, blow up this pump. With the pump destroyed, these storage tanks full of new breeds of weird squidmen are no longer able to survive in their tanks. They all die out. Good. But also look at that over there. That's a warp portal. It's a oh, it's not a fake one. Huh? But in case you're wondering, the feather you're looking for is not very far away. It's not in the same area as per usual standards, thanks to the lair of the blind ones, but it is nearby. It's definitely closer than in the one in the lair. It's actually here. Just gotta make sure to survive until you get there, of course. Here, what you need to destroy is just a simple design computer from what I understand. Which is conveniently enough right here.
Assembly plant destroyed.
That's apparently good enough. I probably would have gone a bit further and nuked it to shreds so that it doesn't even turn on anymore, let alone make noise. But apparently for some, that's more than enough. Whatever. You can also come down here, but for what purpose? Well, to pick up these blue laser cells. May seem a bit odd, but it is a necessity, so make sure to come down here and pick them up. But before we move on, we do have that feather. Let's turn it in for the last talisman in the game. Having it in our possession will also mean that we can finally go deal with Hive of the Mantids talisman. No, not that talisman, the Primagen key.
Please, Gib.
The spirits are pleased. As a reward, I grant you the Eye of Truth talisman. Now you may see things which were once invisible to you. Use it well.
I wonder why the spirits care so much about these feathers. But, I don't know. Anyway, the Eye of Truth. Nice. Now we can see passageways which were not visible before. Which I believe to be just about 3 of them as well. They seem to really like using these things only a little bit. Bit of a weird thing to do. I suppose the limitation here is that we just didn't have that much memory back then, so we couldn't afford to have a game big enough to make use of all the things. Is this still glitched out? Okay, no. Sometimes there's a funny glitch where the laser grid will move along, but not the frame itself. I wonder if we'll be able to recreate it actually. I know that the other odd thing that happens here is that the conveyor belts don't actually move. I don't really understand why. But anyway, maybe wondering what next. Remember those blue laser cells? You can replace them with the red ones here to make this laser completely ineffectual. It doesn't do a damn thing now. But now we have red cells which hurt on contact. Well, what if we replace those with these ones? Oh, what ends up happening is that the laser now destroys newly produced troopers instead of charging them up. Which is great, because fuck them, we don't need more. And that's it. That only leaves one more power generator that needs to be sorted out, and it's that one over there. Okay, that's pretty convenient. Everything is linearly placed, easily accessible, and hey, we still have some blue laser cells accessible to us, which means we can place them on these laser grids here to make this last line of defense completely worthless. It doesn't protect us. It doesn't protect the enemy's interests from us. So yeah, that's it. All power generators have been recalibrated. Jump in here before you leave the room, though. Secrets. Well, not really, but this is a place you need to go to for the Primagen key generator. Shield generator. Turn that shit off and let's move on. So yeah, we've got all the objectives. Only thing we're missing now would be the key. Get up on that ledge. So how do we get a hold of that key? We're still missing one generator, as you might recall. Well, yes, we are. But that doesn't mean we haven't figured out a way to get to it. Let's see. Yeah, the frame is still moving. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get to see that glitch this time around. But it is pretty funny when you see just the laser itself moving around, but not the frame that holds and generates the laser. Oh fuck, a cutscene.
Your efforts are needless. The dam is built around you. For all your efforts, the totems will fall. Your victory. Your failure. Order or chaos. They all fuel the unquenchable fire of Oblivion. Except the inevitable.
I don't feel like it. This Oblivion guy sure is trying hard to intimidate us. Little does he seem to realize is that we have the Scorpion missile launcher. I mean, I suppose once we run out of ammo for it, we will be in trouble, but until that time, what do we say to the gods of death? Not today. Not today. I believe there are some spawners nearby though. Ah, yes. Might be a bit flabbergasted as to where you need to go now, but don't worry. Everything is as it should be. These little lifts will take you where you need to go. I just want to see if we can get a couple more rockets before we go up, because we're definitely gonna need those. Instead, the spawner is giving me grenades, probably just to fill me up. Look, I already have enough. Give me a rocket. Yeah, that's better. Let's go. These guys are not too thrilled to have to deal with a Scorpion missile launcher. And obviously, that's to be expected. The missile launcher is the superior weapon. It destroys them like nothing else. They can hardly stand a chance. The little sentinel guys aren't even putting up a fight anymore. They're too afraid. They better be. You see how much damage we dish out to these dudes? Even the big bulky lords of the flesh are hardly keeping their shit together. That is incredible. Sure, it does seem to take like 2 or 3 rockets at any one time, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. Then they still die ridiculously quickly. They die quicker than I can realize half the time, because the rocket launcher is superior. It does so much damage. Okay, now I need more rockets. And speak of the devil, we got rockets. Oh, there he is. Could use more HP though. The HP spawner is a bit slow for some reason. It's also giving me silvers as per usual because I don't deserve to get better. Fuck you, game. They tried really hard to keep me away from this beauty. This is the nuke launcher, and it looks like no nuke launcher you've ever seen before, let me tell you that much. I think the only places you can find more ammunition for this is from any place that spawns ammunition. This doesn't appear in the wild, as far as I know. But damn. What a beast. So what can you do with this thing? Well, let's find some enemies and demonstrate its capabilities. Ow.
Thank the Council that you still live, Turok. This new evil continues to confuse me. Though I do not understand its power, I feel that its source is eternal. Do not let this threat deter you. The Primagen must be stopped, or all is lost.
One thing I can tell you right now is that this weapon can actually be used against one of the bosses. And that's the one from the Lair of the Blind Ones. That is odd, to say the least. Anyway, to make this thing work, you need to charge it. This is about enough, but we gotta find some enemies to actually shoot this off to. We might not be able to find anyone here. And I don't want to let go, because if I do, I'm gonna lose a charge. Luckily, by going through portals, we can discharge. So that's a good thing. Okay, this is another one of the assembly plants. Still need to go backwards. I think this is the only time where you're not directly taken back. Rather, you're constantly going backwards yourself. So that's a little odd, because I remember there being a passageway that takes you straight back to this middle room that's in here. Anyway, charge up the nuke weapon. Find some enemies to shoot at. I did see one dude wandering around there. And let go. And then stand back. He just kept flying. This weapon is so ridiculously powerful that anything within its effective radius not only gets stunned and set on fire, they get vaporized within seconds. So it doesn't even matter if they didn't blow up instantaneously. They die anyway. Can you stop that? Okay. Okay, well, something didn't quite go right, so I need to backtrack a little. Ah, there we go. That's where I needed to go through. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, that was a bit odd. But hey, I got to where I need to be now, so we're pretty good. May seem a bit odd that we had to take a different route back, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes that's all it takes to get certain things to spawn the correct way. And that's exactly the case here. You better stop that. So normally, if you bother to backtrack to the area with the Eye of Truth passageway, this would be open. However, one shield generator is still active, as expected. Yeah, that spawned a nuke. So we need to get back there and turn off the generator. Then we can get this key, get the hell out of this place, and finish up with the game. Or at least whatever little there is left. Give me some better HP. I can't live with silvers. Man, still keeps feeding me silvers every fucking time. There we go. So once you have the Eye of Truth, you'll be able to see passageways like this. Nice. And they're perfectly solid, which means only one good thing. Once you need to backtrack, you can just drop down onto them. You don't need to be super careful with them. Figured as much. It is indeed the shield generator node. Very well. We just need to get out of this place now. See you in a bit. There it is. The final Primagen key.
Primagen key found.
And it counts as a secret apparently, because I just got the achievement progress pop up. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So, there's only one more place left to go, and it is the sort of secret but not really tunnel right over here. Just as a final hurrah, they throw some asshole at you to try and screw you up, and they give you ammunition for every single weapon that's been available to you up till this time. Every single weapon that used ammo, at least, which is nice. But I need some HP because we're coming up to a boss fight. This one is gonna be interesting to deal with because I recall it not being very good. Huh, now it decides to give me blues. Piece of shit. Then I make fun of it and then it starts giving me silvers. Oh dear. Alright, let's go and finish this shit. So for the boss fight, you end up in one of the weirdest looking places ever, fighting against one of the weirder things ever. This thing is referred to as the Mother Boss, and nobody really knows what it's supposed to be or why is it so awkward looking in cutscenes. Well, one thing is certain. It's a pretty fucking hard boss. Doesn't fuck around for one. The tentacles will hurt a lot if you're somehow unable to dodge them. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of pickups. I don't see anything at all so far. And god damn, I'm nearly dead. There I go. Now random pickups start showing up? You fucking kidding me? Luckily for you, and for me, you can use the Scorpion missile launcher on the boss. It actually does work. My problem though is that I need health, and health is not spawning. Damn, what the fuck? You can't even... Nice, so I may have soft-locked myself into a situation where I always get hurt by these damn tentacles. And it's a very annoying thing about them, because it seems like I'm not able to move fast enough out of the way. Because I just get hit by them when I'm not supposed to be. Stop getting hit by these fucking tentacles. Oh, and then he just gets hit by them anyway. Fuck's sake. Stop taking hits. No, instead he just takes them anyway. What the fuck's the matter with this guy? Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe if I zigzag? That seems to help a bit. But not enough, because there's still no health spawning in. Why? I need health. Seems to me like it helps a lot to be aggressive in this boss fight, though. So the more I pummel the bastard bitch that shoots these tentacles, the better it is for me. But that doesn't help much, because I still need HP. Jesus Christ. Well, that's a little better, I guess, but there's multiple phases, of course. Couldn't have it any other way. And of course, now there's rocks falling down too. Fuck me. You think there's enough shit thrown at me? How about you give me some HP to cure my fucking wounds? No, of course not. Look, Silver, are you fucking mental? Is this really the time to be cucking me over with fucking silver HP? I'm kinda interested to see if the nuke does anything to help. Curiously enough, it doesn't. So now you have a whole new problem. This bastard likes to swing all over the place and it's raining rocks every time they do so. That's not a good thing. Not at all. Not at all, because while I'm struggling here to get enough HP, there's fucking rocks raining down on me. Wow, the Mag 60 hardly does a damn thing about this. But explosive ammo is definitely better. Stop sucking me in! Stop it! Stop, I said. Asshole. Oh, it's already out of HP, but I only shot one of the tentacles. That's weird. Yep, there's a third phase now. It's a spider. Well, sort of. It just has more legs. I'm still struggling to get enough HP, and now it starts to throw shit at me. While summoning rocks as well. Now the weak spot is the face. Can I get some HP? Ah, oh, fuck's sake, can I get some better HP? Not this fucking silver shit. No, of course not. Instead I get hit by this impossible to dodge wave attack. How is it not dead? It has no HP left. There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. At least the Mantid boss was less obnoxious about it, because all it did was either shoot you with its ridiculous ion blast, or it would bounce around like it's fucking Mario Brothers. This thing can just fuck off. And that's exactly what it does, because it doesn't even have the courtesy to die properly. What a piece of shit. Anyway, next time we meet, we're gonna wrap up the game with a final boss fight. And from there, we'll take a look at all the extra stuff. See you soon.